Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into a massive shift for FMCG and life insurance founders. We are talking about how to literally stop reactive selling in its tracks and start engineering measurable global growth. If you're leading a company in these fast-paced industries, you already know scaling can be, well, chaotic. So today, we're looking at a completely radical approach from a fractional growth partner called Impact Marketing and their philosophy of bringing entirely disparate business functions under one roof. Let's kick things off with a question that honestly keeps a lot of ambitious CEOs up at night. Are you choosing between scaling fast and building a brand that actually lasts? It's kind of a false dichotomy, right? You push insanely hard on the sales floor to hit immediate numbers, but then your brand identity takes a hit. Or you pour money into gorgeous creative campaigns, but the sales pipeline totally dries up because the marketing isn't grounded in field realities. It's a massive tension that just completely stifles sustainable growth. So here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to cover the fragmented growth problem, one integrated growth partnership, the three master experts, the WRAP methodology, real-world business impact, and finally, your engineered growth playbook. Let's get right into it.
Number 1, the fragmented growth problem, or the real cost of disconnected vendors. Picture this fragmented reality, which honestly might sound a little too familiar. You've got a sales consultant who doesn't quite get your brand vibe, a brilliant design agency that completely ignores your sales data, and an ERP provider who's totally disconnected from what's happening out in the market. The result? You're juggling 3 vendors, paying 3 separate invoices, and tearing your hair out trying to reconcile 3 entirely different versions of the truth. But look at the other side. The integrated solution fuses sales leadership, creative branding, and analytics-driven ERP into one single, accountable partnership working from just one playbook. It is a total game changer.
Moving on to number 2, one integrated growth partnership, where we fuse sales, brand, and data. The reality is, to shatter your growth ceiling, these 3 specific disciplines literally have to work in perfect harmony. Impact marketing doesn't just hand you a shiny slide deck and say, good luck. No, they actually embed, build, measure, and stay until the growth is real, repeatable, and reportable. We've all hired those consultants who drop a heavy PDF in your inbox and vanish, right? This team does the exact opposite. Strategy informs the creative fuels the sales, and your data proves exactly what's working in real time. All right, number 3, the 3 master experts, domain leadership at the helm. So who was actually behind this? Well, you aren't getting junior generalists here. We're talking over 60 combined years of heavy-hitting domain leadership. The consortium is spearheaded by Saibal Dutta on sales strategy, Sumit Saha leading branding and design, and Joydeb Bunya handling analytics and ERP. These guys have deep, specialized, trench-tested experience from inside massive organizations like Tata, Reliance, Flipkart, and Future Group. Let's zoom in on Pillar 1. Saibal Dutta has distilled over 30 years of FMCG and life insurance experience into these incredibly repeatable playbooks. He's obsessed with the inputs, the actual daily activities that guarantee results. He is the architect behind the highly effective 90-day agent activation framework. Oh, and he literally wrote the book on career resiliency and leadership turnarounds called From Burnout to Breakthrough. But a killer sales strategy will just flat out stall if the brand looks cheap or the digital experience is clunky. That brings us to Pillar 2, Sumit Saha's branding and design expertise. Bringing over 15 years of creative leadership through his agency Ideated, Sumit uses a 360-degree creative framework. He's the one ensuring your brand storytelling is the connective tissue between strategy and actual execution. And rounding out this triad is Pillar 3, Joydeb Bunya's analytics genius. Their quote says it all: "We don't move your data to our systems, we build solutions in yours." Through Padma Analytics, Joydeb tackles those massive compliance and security headaches head-on by guaranteeing 100% data ownership, no proprietary cloud lock-ins. They build ERP, order management, and distributor management systems right inside your existing tech stack. It completely removes the guesswork.
Which leads us to number 4, the WRAP methodology: reach, activate, perform.
So how do these 3 powerhouses actually execute together? They use a cyclical engine called the WRAP methodology. Step 1 is reach. This is a hard, evidence-based diagnosis of the gaps across your sales, brand, and operations. Step 2 is activate. This is where they deploy a go-to-market strategy where your sales playbooks and brand identity actually talk to each other. And step 3 is perform, implementing those ERP-enabled dashboards to track and refine everything on the fly. And remember, this isn't a one-and-done project. It's a relentless, continuous cycle.
And here is a super crucial point. 360-degree creative execution isn't just some afterthought slapped on at the very end. As you can see, it wraps around every single stage of the wrap cycle. Whether they are redesigning packaging for a retail shelf, mapping the user flow of an e-commerce site, or launching a massive outdoor commercial video campaign, the creative is always linking the core strategy straight to the consumer. Okay, number 5, real-world business impact, engineering growth. Let's look at some numbers. 3 times, 3x. That is the verified revenue growth delivered for Jeet's food products. We aren't talking about a cute little bump in sales here. This was a total regional turnaround achieved by completely overhauling their sales and operational culture. Look at the stark difference here. Before they stepped in, the region was totally stagnant at an average of 35 lakh rupees a month. Operations were a mess. Serious food safety violations, disjointed teams, just a real scarcity mindset. After implementing their framework, they moved to a fully compliant facility, locked in premium key accounts, unified their SOPs, and blasted monthly sales well over the 1 crore rupee mark. Absolutely wild transformation.
And it's not just about top-line vanity metrics. This integrated data approach is insanely good at finding hidden margin leaks. Take Gimme Foods, for example. They had revenue, sure, but chronic margin compression meant they were running at a net loss. Through a massive audit, the team found the leaks: untracked returns, below-cost SKUs, leaky trade schemes. By rolling out an app-based tracking system, they recovered 5.3% of gross sales and flipped a near 3 lakh net loss into 7 lakh net profits. And they did it in just 10 months. Finally, number 6, your engineered growth playbook, the engagement model. So how do you actually apply this to your own boardroom? This is the exact playbook they use globally. First, diagnose, a joint, no BS review of your current sales pipeline, brand, and data infrastructure. Next, design, building an integrated plan where all 3 pillars actually reinforce each other. Then, implement. The experts embed directly with your team to make it happen. And lastly, measure, real-time dashboards that report actual progress back to leadership. I'm going to leave you with this provocative thought for your very next leadership meeting. Are your campaigns, your dashboards, and your sales conversations finally working from the exact same playbook? Because if they aren't, if you're sick of managing disconnected vendors and making gut feel decisions, it might be time to move from reactive selling to engineered growth. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and here's to engineering your next big breakthrough.